We were all talking about Willow the cat, which had been missing for 5 years, found in New York City. The cat was tracked through a microchip inside her. And that's what our Lionel the News Decoder is talking about this morning. The very simple question he's asking, would you want your child to have this? It's called RFID, radio frequency identification.
Indeed.
So, would you?
Let me ask you the question. I want everybody at home to ask this question. It starts like this. Here's this cat. 5 years later, we found out she's back. Then somebody says, well, you know, if it's good enough for a cat, Suki, I've got mom and dad at home, and dad kind of wanders off sometimes, and maybe we could put in a microchip with his medical records in case something ever happens. Sounds good. And then somebody says, well, if it's good enough for my cat, good enough for grandma and grandpa, what about my baby? No more Amber Alerts. Never having to worry about that fear of an abducted child. And then we say, well, you know what? Maybe we should have them.
Soon you could be watched everywhere you go in the UK, even where the cameras can't see you. All your emails, texts and phone calls will be monitored under a new anti-terror spy plan. The government will know which websites you visit. It'll even snoop on your private Facebook messages. No matter who you are, all your personal data will be stored for a year in a massive surveillance operation.
And on that chip, we're going to have everything. Credit cards, driver's license, think about it, Metro card, Blink. No more wallets. Think about this. You don't carry keys anymore. So the question I want everybody at home to ask is that a good idea? Because that's where we're going next. I can become you through your chip. I can become your child through the chip. Sci-fi is here. Tomorrow is here now. So just today, talk amongst yourself and think about it. I'll be talking about this tonight.
Of course, this will not be the only unmanned aircraft watching U.S. soil. Surveillance drones are already in use across the South. And the Department of Homeland Security has acknowledged it has a fleet of drones for watching U.S. borders and has for years. Judge Andrew Napolitano is here, our senior judicial analyst. They're watching her.
This is why we have a Constitution, and this is why we have federal judges and state judges to stop this from getting out of hand.
It's already out of hand.
It is.
Freedom and liberty
are being lost in deference to a false sense of security. Who could feel safe with a drone watching them while they're in their backyard? Last week, the Indiana Supreme Court told police in that state that they can enter a private home even if they're not looking for evidence of a crime. And yesterday, the Justice Department revealed that FBI and local police are executing sneak and peek warrants. They break into your home, seize an item, and don't tell you that they've done this for over 18 months. And they are doing this in ordinary criminal prosecutions, not just for the pursuit of terrorists as the law requires. This is all about the slow loss of personal liberty. Have you ever noticed that the government always claims that when it does these things, it does so in the name of safety? When is the last time you heard the government give, as a basis for its behavior, personal freedom? Some will say, come on, Judge, this is America, we're free. And I would say there are none who are so enslaved as those who falsely believe themselves to be free. Supreme Court Justice Felix Frankfurter warned us about this 2 generations ago. He said, the loss of liberty rarely comes overnight. It usually comes because of well-intended people and the unintended consequences of their use and abuse of government to interfere in our lives.